Hi everyone. So, special little video on raising our self-concept as much as possible, like the best possible self-concept you can have. That most ticks all of our boxes of basic needs and reassurances and encouragement and the peace of mind of being good. Like, as someone who had a very complicated childhood with a lot of fear of judgment, a sense of condemnation and rejection, I can tell you every addict is simply fighting to calm the affliction and stress on his nervous system that is feeling the lower emotions on the David Hawkins scale of vibration that are fear, guilt, shame, apathy, or lethargy, and at most, in his best, most high energy moments, which is only a third of the way up the scale, anger. And then comes pride and courage, and things change into constructive, effective idealism and imagination. But so the title of this video is You Are Uplifting. You are uplifting. The golden rule, you give what you get. It's a vibration. The definition of vibration is every point and every molecule in a surface, a plane or an object is at the same frequency of vibration. And that means oscillations or movements per second. So the clock ticks at 1 hertz. One sound, one impact per second. That's hertz. And our emotions are obviously much higher frequency. We're talking 50 or 100 hertz up to 800, 700, 800 hertz. Those are the frequencies of our emotional states. Now, most people spend their time between 20, 40 and 150. I think it's 140, 150. And this is because we have a whole lot of trauma. We've been conditioned and damaged and have emotional baggage to resolve, limiting beliefs and fears and low self-esteem, low self-worth, self-respect and self-acceptance. And you can't self-heal and really self-improve before you self-accept. And it's both a humbling and a self-love. You have to admit how imperfect and how deformed and twisted your being has been, and that you're not really responsible for who you are until you're 25, 30 maybe, because everything before has been a domino knock-on effect of reactive, a lot less conscious than you'd think choices and decisions based in scarcity and fear and compulsion, basically. And all of these are the lower self. Fear, not love. Force, not power. We're talking about moving into the upper half of the scale. Raising pH is a very important part of that. Cleansing the body and detoxing, lowering inflammation, opening up, allowing in the air, the light, the minerals, the vitamins, and saying no to the high temperature, heated fats, proteins, excess high energy kerosene foods that are refined carbohydrates and flours. As you create a vacuum and a void in your body, all of truth, all of inevitable divine justice, natural law, simply unfolds inside you and around you. And as I mentioned in my other video, this year I'm going to do 200 meals in the whole year. So 4 meals a week. And some weeks it might be 3 meals. Who knows? Maybe some weeks it might be 2 meals. But I allow myself up to 4 meals every second day, basically. A meal every second day for 2026 is the goal. And I'll probably be more vegan than I've ever been before. I've been a flexitarian for 15 years. Just respect and properly digesting and eating a low amount of animal products. But this is all possible when you respect food combining laws, because you're going to properly absorb and intake the nutritional value of the food you do eat, instead of squandering it, misdigesting it, and piling it together with incompatible foods, and it leaving your body out the other end largely not profiting your system. So you are the light of the world, is what Jesus said to us. As in, he wasn't made any different to us. He was telling us we all have the same basic makeup, like divine energy and the laws of nature and biology are one with each other and are found in each other. And that if you understand the fundamental makeup and defining rules of life or characteristics of our organism, you can modify your form of consciousness very quickly in a very small amount of time. Last year I helped a young man reduce his 8 or 10 beers a day he needed. Just already starting at work in the morning. You know, he had depression. He's been an addict to many substances for many years. Cocaine 3 or 4 days a week. We reduced it down to once or twice, just at the weekend. His 15 or 20 cigarettes a day, we got down to 4 or 5, which is what I recommend, because especially if you're smoking natural rolled tobacco with a paper filter, spongy paper filter instead of plastic, and the paper might even be brown instead of white. Smoking has benefits for your health as long as it's moderate smoking. I mean, there's 20-30% lower prevalence of Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis and Alzheimer's among smokers, moderate smokers, than there is among the general population. And that's because the lubrication of your arteries by nicotine prevents the cooked fats that are in your blood for a few hours after you've eaten from sticking, and specifically in the brain would prevent oxygen from getting out of your blood and into your nervous system, which is extremely important. The oxygen must reach your brain, and if over the course of many years and decades you've got 8 or 10 hours a day fat insulating your circulation system in your nervous system, there's going to be an oxygen deficiency, which is as if you stop breathing for a few minutes and you have nerve cell death, you have neuron death. But alcohol actually adds another 20-30%. Like if you're a moderate smoker and drinker and you have a glass of wine before a fatty meal, for example, and you have that as a rule, as a behavior, I think it's like 40 or 50% reduction minimum in your statistical likelihood of neurodegenerative conditions and dementia and Alzheimer's and so on. Anyway, got off the track. This was meant to be a short video. You are the light of the world. Everything we expect from our heroes and everything we're used to pointing outwards and expecting and demanding from others, it's our shadow. Like, we're not recognizing that we are projecting our own unconscious knowledge of our own potential. So, and it's actually a disservice, not just to ourselves, but to the hero, and abusive to point outwards, at whether it's the politicians or the top athletes or celebrities or innovators, business, enterprise, creative artists and invention in any area. You should always notice that your hand has 3 fingers pointing back at you when you point outwards. So whether you're accusing or whether you're admiring or praising, remember to balance it. Like, always be balancing. You have 2 fingers, a right index and a left index. Use them both, but in both directions. Upwards, downwards, outwards, inwards. You. It's all about you. Like, you're living your own life. If you're not truly being yourself fully, who else is going to do that? And guess what? Don't try to be someone other than yourself and your most authentic self, because everyone else is taken. There's so many quotes on this. When you decide to really explore yourself, your spirit, your passion, and the meaning of life for you, and you courageously start cutting out and dropping everything that doesn't fuel your highest expression of your unique self, and tattoo to your forehead the phrase, there are things that won't be done if you don't do them. As in, that only you can do. There are things that only you can do. Things that won't happen if you don't do them. And guess what? The person who most benefits and is most fulfilled from those things happening is you. Because we're talking about passion and affinity. So yeah, just a little bit on the creator identity. Instead of consumer. When we're consuming, we're saturating and filling and subduing and hibernating our spirit and our soul. When we're creating, we're unfolding, we're expanding, we're growing. So yeah, thanks for your time again. Sorry it got a bit long, and wishing everyone cozy December, and yeah, let me know if I can make a video specific to anyone's interests or needs, and thanks for your time. Take care.